My name is Ben Scales. I'm a lawyer here in Asheville, and my work around racial and social justice, basically have two different tracks I follow there. One is professional and one's personal. Professionally, as a lawyer, I work with groups like the Racial Justice Coalition, Standing Up for Racial Justice, Asheville Black Lives Matter, and I work with a group of lawyers that serves as legal observers for the protest marches that we had over the summer. On a personal level, I volunteer with Asheville City Schools quite a bit, and I serve as a big brother to a young man who's being raised in a single-parent family by his great-grandmother. Well, I guess first and foremost, I recognize the great degree of white privilege that I enjoy and benefit from. Being in a city as diverse as Asheville could be, and having as many friends and coworkers and colleagues of color that I have, I'm made aware on a near daily basis of the differences that people have in their lives, solely because of the color of their skin. And I feel that it's important for people like me to do what we can to increase equity and inclusion across all social platforms. Well, I think in Asheville, it's really apparent. I mean, the redlining and the way that the highway system was laid out to physically segregate people and communities of color away from the centers of town, and cities throughout the South have a history of Jim Crow and segregation that the legacies of which still exist today. This is a tough one because the immediate reaction is, well, we need to educate these people who deny this history. And I definitely think that's a component, but I think that the true solution to the problem comes if we can empower people of color so that the history doesn't matter as much as the present. And I think that one way we do that is by, what I can fall back on is my Christian faith. And I feel that if we act like Christ would have us act, if we lead by example, the people of color will benefit from that and will marginalize those that would deny the history. I think we just eventually just have to move past the people that deny the history and get to the point where we marginalize those thought processes. Well, I think one of the best strategies we could have is increasing the amount of personal interconnection we have. We need to be proximate in each other's communities, and sometimes that's not comfortable. But in particularly white people, I think, need to go where people of color are and be proximate with them in their communities, and they need to also invite people of color into their own communities. I think that when we are together, when we are talking to each other face to face, our differences seem to disappear. And I think that's one of the first steps, I think, to achieving true equity and inclusion.